Pohokura is 11,348 hectares in size, and it's mainly red beech forest. We are bordered by dockland to the north, to the west by the Waiponga Conservation Forest. Our eastern neighbour is Ngātapa, so that's a big area of private conservation land as well. And then Rongotanawhā's on the other side of that, so the goal for all of those properties is conservation. Simon Hall's properties are managed by the Lifeforce Restoration Trust, and the Trust oversees conservation work in a private capacity here on Pohokura and also on the Rongotanawhā properties.
Ultimately, the Trust is aiming to make the properties we control predator-free. I guess we are a kaitiaki, so there is an obligation to protect and nurture what's here. If we didn't do it, I don't think there's anyone else who would be doing it.
So everyone here today is part of the greater Kiwi community, and we're here because we're all seriously concerned about the plight of Kiwi nationally, and we want to make a difference. Today we're putting Kiwi back into Pohokura to supplement the remnant population that's left here, and we're going to kickstart this population. This landscape is good Kiwi habitat anyway. All we've done to enhance that is to knock the pests back a bit. Well, enough so that they'll be safe. Within 10 years we should have a reasonably viable Kiwi population, all going well.
The thought of re-establishing a viable Kiwi population is quite exciting, and what's more, the nurturing and the predator control we do here will support the other endangered species, of which we have quite a few.
Most people don't know anything about a lot of these other species that are threatened, but they know about the Kiwi. So if we can get them engaged in saving the Kiwi, maybe they'll look at other things,
In the past, humans have come into these areas and they've taken what they can get to make a buck. That's how our pioneers operated. And now we're in a situation where the properties are owned by someone who's prepared to invest in their future for conservation.
Kia ora.
The bigger scale you can go, the better, absolutely. And DOC's just released a recovery strategy, 2018-2028, and a large priority of that is to work with large scale areas of forest, and so by joining numerous properties, we'll hopefully see some amazing gains over time.
So we're just going to reattach the transmitter to this young bird. It's a very special day, yeah. It's sort of a milestone as well for Rongotanawhā, where the Kiwi have come from, because the numbers there are good enough now that that population can be a source for here. The Forest Lifeforce Trust is working with Kiwis for Kiwi for the plus 2% strategy, which is a target of releasing about 240 young birds back into the wild every year. We've released a lot of Kiwi, but they're all special, and yeah, it's nice to be part of the first releases.
So the Kiwi release here today is a big step forward for conservation in Pohokura, but it's only a small part of the overall picture of what the Trust does across the Trust lands. I don't think you can call yourself a Kiwi if you're not interested in your national bird. We all refer to ourselves as Kiwi. Well, we can't be Kiwi without our national emblem. If we've failed to keep these birds alive on the mainland, we've failed as Kiwis.